Hi there guys, going to be cooking some steak and sauté potatoes today. For the steak I've got a nice bit of ribeye steak, and for the potatoes I've got some red potatoes that I'm going to be sautéing. So a little bit different on potatoes, but we're going to give those a go. For my frying pan I've got a sauté frying pan, it's the Creuset frying pan. Be cooking that on an induction hob, and just to finish off at the end I've got some chestnut mushrooms. For the steak, I've had the steak in the fridge overnight, so it's quite chilled at the minute. So I brought it out of the fridge about 5 minutes ago, and whilst I'm dealing with the potatoes, peeling them and sautéing them, this is going to have some time to come up to room temperature, which is more ideal for cooking the steak at room temperature rather than at a chilled temperature. So with these two, I'm going to leave the skin on. Chop the ends off. And then I'll cut them up. When cutting up your potatoes, you want to try and cut them up quite even so they all cook at the same sort of rate. I try and aim for 1 centimetre width. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit bigger obviously, but that's sort of a guide anyway that I go by. Roughly 1 centimetre. Now that I've cut up the potatoes, I'm going to get those into some boiling water. So I've got some water here, it's just almost at boiling point. We're going to boil these for 5 minutes. The aim is to boil them so they become soft, but you don't want them falling apart. So now we've got the steak at room temperature, we want to try and take as much moisture out of the steak before frying as possible. So I'm just going to use just kitchen towel and just put that on top. Just try and get as much moisture out. Flip that over. That can sit on that bit. And the same again on this side, just trying to get that moisture out. The reason for doing that is because when we go to fry it, we want a nice crispy outer side. So this getting the moisture out is really going to help with doing that. With whatever steak you're cooking, you should always do that. Try and dry it out as much as possible. That's that. So that's looking lovely. And then to help aid that, we're going to season it with some sea salt. That will also help draw any moisture out as well. So we're going to do the top, and we're going to do the bottom as well. And we're going to let that sit whilst we cook the potatoes. We're going to saute the potatoes now, and that can rest. Right, so I'm just going to drop another potato into tester oil, so that's sizzling straight away. So our oil is now warm enough. So we're going to drop the rest in. And let's get these going. So our potatoes are pretty much done now. This pan is really good. So this is the Creuset Saute Pan. It holds the heat really well. It's a 3-layer pan. It's got 3 layers of metal in it, and it just holds the heat so well. Plate. Piping hot now. We're going to go straight in with the steak. Laying the steak away from you so it doesn't spit on you. Turn it. I like to leave my steak until I know it's really crispy before turning it. So we're just going to chop these up nice and thin. I don't want these cooking for too long. Right, so now I'm going to turn the steak over. That looks lovely. Lovely and crispy on the outside. And drop some of these mushrooms in there now, just round the side. Right, so my steak is now done. So I'll take that out. Beautiful. Nice and crisp on both sides. So I'm going to leave the steak to rest. Just going to finish these mushrooms off. Flip them over. Whilst that steak cools down. Alright, let's see how this steak cuts now. Well done, it's really nice. So this steak is cooked to probably medium rare. Medium, I would say, probably medium from the looks of it. Got to taste it to find out, but yeah, it's looking absolutely perfect. Crispy on the outside, soft in the middle.